Good morning. I got my son to school late. He's so mad at me right now. But I had to actually, this is so unlike me, but it's very exciting because it's so unlike me. I had to finish a Facebook post. I had to finish a Facebook post. That's why my son is late to school today. I'm so excited because Russell Brand is putting the pieces together and people follow him and he's going to wake up more people. So Russell Brand, if you don't know who he is, he's some actor. I think he's British. I don't know. He started just talking to the camera. I think it's got to be years ago now. And he must have set the intention to find the truth a long time ago. And from where he started, you know, he probably endured a lot of hate, a lot of negativity, a lot of anger, a lot of da-da-da-da-da, in order to arrive where he is right now. He called Vandana Shiva his hero in the video I had to post. She's an empowered human being who has brought so much information to light in a clear, patient, just the best parts of human, like empowered, loving heart, not overly emotional, not hair on fire, screaming at the sky. Oh my God, she's beautiful. So when he called her his hero, I was like, well, here we go. It's a new day. So I posted it in my Renegade Yogi group and on Facebook. I have to do both because, okay, whatever. And, you know, AJ's helping our group by popping the happy bubble and creating a real, powerful, beautiful life without making it precariously created so that someone else can come along and pop your happy bubble on you, and then your life falls apart. His goal is, he said, the whole thing, all the nonsense, everything you see, Agenda 21, it all started with the eugenics movement. And people not wanting certain people with a certain amount of melatonin or whatever, melanin to become the majority of what they see. So if you know who Margaret Sanger is, began Planned Parenthood and Kill Hates, as the Dollar Vigilante calls him, Kill Hates, I think. Kill Hates. His daddy worked for that person, part of that movement, and now Kill Hates is buying all this farmland, and people started to say, why? And so now people are putting the pieces together, okay? So wherever you are in that whole thing, right? But as you learn and as you see and as you begin to put the pieces together of how we got here, because as I've said, where we are now is a very, very logical place to be, considering what's been happening since I've been alive in the 70s. I've been watching this happen. And oh my God, deer. Oh, 3 deer. I guess I'm gonna look up deer. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, I'll look that up. Oh my God. You guys, life is this beautiful gift. And I liken the beauty of the world in my own special way to the mud flaps on a truck on a semi. Those mud flaps with the cartoonish girl with the big boobs, covered in mud, but she's still under there. That beautiful, big chested, arched back, strange, whatever, mud flap is still under all the mud. She's still there, but you can't see her because of all of the mud. But that's the way the world is. The world is absolutely amazing and beautiful. But we've been, as Neem Karoli Baba says, we've been taught to be sad. And as I say, we've been programmed to hate. Hate ourselves, hate each other. Hate is just fear. So all this stimuli and permeation in the culture, whether it's through advertising, you're fat, take this. You're ugly, do that. You know? You're not good enough, buy these clothes. You know? All this crap. It's like, it's just crap. You know? And as AJ says, I call them the controllers, he calls them the manipulators. And so the manipulators suggest, they give you suggestions for you to create yourself with your own mind, because you are a creator. You're a spark of divine consciousness, and you co-create your reality with your mind through the law of attraction. Okay? Now, when people watch videos and they start to put the pieces together of like all the manipulation, it's easy to get mad. Fine, get mad, but pull the power out of the whatever you're mad about. Pull the power out of it, and then I want to provide a pathway up to gratitude that the world is waking up to this like agenda of control. So it's okay to get mad. Pull the power out. Pull the power out of it. I have coffee between my legs. That's what I'm doing, is it's like bounce around on my dirt road. Pull the power out of it, and then move to gratitude, freedom. I do not consent, right? So you get mad if you watch these agendas of control. If you move to fear, if you get scared of the manipulators and all the manipulating, right? And you get scared, you're still playing right into their hands. Okay, you're still, we're getting played. I've said this, you get it, you can feel it, whatever she means. More and more of the shit that I've said is the context is gonna fill in. Through 2021, I'm assuming, the context is gonna fill itself right in. So, if you get mad, fine, but I want to create a way. I want you to remember, bless all, including myself. Forgive all, including myself, because some people get mad. I should have known. Why didn't I know? I called Carla conspiracy theorist, or I did that, or that person tried to tell me like 10 years ago. Forgive. Bless the free will choices of all, including yourself. Not to wake up then, whatever maybe it wasn't time for you, blah, blah. Because that was when some of us were awake, like 70s, 80s, like, oh my God, you people all believe this? You can't see? And then if you try to tell anybody, they're like, you're crazy. That was part of our path, to be called crazy. And so I knew that I wouldn't be effective if I was some kind of a truther. Husband. I knew I wouldn't be effective if I was a truther, so I had to teach love. Hi. I'm making a video right now.
Alright, see you later.
Okay, hon. Love ya.
Did you forget his sack?
No, he didn't need it. Okay, your tag's up. Okay. What's that?
Nobody's gonna question me on that.
You won't see them laughing at you because they'll be behind your back. Do you have food?
No, I do have. Yeah, I got one leftover for today.
Okay.
Whatever you gave me last time.
All right. Love ya. Oh. All right. So, all right. Now's the time. Now's the time to love. Bless, forgive, respect free will choices, even of these manipulators and these controllers. They did what they were able to do. Okay, so that means it was a valid choice. And now they're buying up all this farmland and they're getting into these meat substitutes. And they're getting into genetically modified things and ways of modifying cows, modifying seeds to make this happen and that happen, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they really do think that they're doing something good. They might. They might really, truly believe that they're doing something good. Okay, but, you know, we look around at the people, you know, the kids and the people, and you see like vacancy, you know, and you see obesity. This wasn't like this in the 70s, you know. And food wasn't the center of everybody's life, but okay, television, programming. When I was a kid in the 70s, we went to the drive-in movie and I saw things flashed that weren't part of whatever we were watching. And it was like Coke or something, you know, like soda or whatever. They've gotten much better at it, but in the 70s when it started, it was subliminal advertising, okay? Bless, forgive, respect, free will choice, love. They were just going to try and sell more Coke in a way that worked. Okay, well, that was their free will choice to do. If we keep watching the screen, then we're accepting that reality. We're allowing ourselves to be suggested to purchase more Coke or whatever, whoever, you know what I mean? But it was a thing. And then we all found out about it. And then people keep watching television. And what's interesting for me is I stopped watching television years ago. And then when you see TV, like the debates or whatever, if there's something that I'm like, okay, this will be worth watching, right? So the, you know, whatever that I decide is worth watching on television, watching television as a person that hasn't been watching television, you notice, oh my God, every commercial is for drugs. Oh my God, even drugs for dogs. It was like, oh, wow. And then you notice these advertisements for different television shows, how violent. It's like, why would anyone want to watch that? Why? Okay, so it's like, we just live in such cool times right now. And, you know, I was telling my son, like, because I made him late, and I was like, look, this is my time. Like, this is what I was born to do. Because I really didn't know how am I supposed to teach people to love when there's all this, you know, hate and negativity and programming. How the hell am I supposed to go against this programming? You know, and I triggered a lot of people that I knew from high school because they're just so entrenched in the physical world, the reality of the real world. Someone's like, I knew you were a Republican. It's like, oh, you really don't get it. You just don't get it. I started a Renegade Yogi, and then I decided to start a different group called Conservative Men's Empowerment Group, because the conservative men I'm working with, that I've been working with, in one-on-one healings, their mindset, they start from, of course I want empowerment. Just tell me. I respect your time. Here's your money. Here's a tip. Just tell me. So my conservative men that I'm, you know, that I've been working with, Trump supporters, really, I shouldn't even call them, but I don't even really like to label, because they're both liberal and conservative, because they wouldn't be even coming to me if they didn't have some kind of awareness. And because a liberal mentality mainly moves to what can we change, what can I make better, what can I improve, and the conservative mentality is more like values, principles, keep everything going. And the two together are just magical. If you can balance your own inner conservative I've got to keep my house clean, keep my car clean, pay my bills, not spend more than I make. What else would be conservative, in my opinion? It's coming out of my mouth, so you should know that it's my opinion. What? Some people don't. Okay, so when I balance my conservative aspects of keep my bills paid, keep my house clean, keep my chores done, save money. If I balance that with my liberal aspects of spend money, enjoy my life, let the house go because I need to go see a comedian with my friends, and I need to spend money on turning land into a campground, whatever it is. So when I balance my own liberalism with my own conservatism, when I balance my male and female energies, harmony. I create harmony. Okay. So obviously there's some work to do there for my own balance, but whatever. I'm not meant to be perfect. I am not perfect, and I could be delusional. I'm saying that right now. I might be delusional. And as Elon Musk says, we may be living in a simulation right now and just not know it. Okay, well, then might as well enjoy what you can. All right. So I'm very excited about this period of time. As people start finding out, I call Kill Hates a psychopath. It's just easy. It's no judgment. I watched the thing where he was all excited about showing how mRNA, it unzips the DNA, and then it puts in like a new kind of a program to create some sort of a protein or whatever to da-da-da-da-da. And then a whole bunch of people are like, it changes our DNA? WTF? And it's like, people are like, oh, rip that down. So now it's archived. Obviously, there's people who are like, oh, they're going to take this down. So people have archived that. There's videos of it. It exists. It just doesn't exist on the internet. So you can't look it up because they're like, you can't say that. That's scaring people. Same with the chip. That's the mark of the beast. It scares people. Okay, we're going to do it a different way then. Even Mark Zuckerberg said it's changes your DNA, but he gets in trouble. It's like, you already said it. It's out there. Some of us remember. I remember the unzipping, and I remember how excited the psychopath was. And now how excited the psychopath was about injecting things into little children's skin. He was like, it's like, okay. And then that scares a chunk of people who saw it. Like, did you see that? And now if we say we saw it, that didn't happen. It's like, okay, I'm not going to fight with anybody. I'm really not going to fight with anybody because I know that the highest, holiest source creator energy wants me to live my most highest vibrational existence. Now, I know that when I think with the mind of God and I see with the eyes of God, it's easy for me to see the beauty of the world. It's easy for me to get the visions, the manifestations that my highest self that exists in me now, my I am consciousness, I am Brahman, my part of my mind that thinks with the mind of God, that dreams with the mind of God, that receives the visions and the downloads of what my soul wants to create. So the more I'm in the center of my vortex, as Abraham Hicks says, in the center of the vortex, when I'm in alignment with my own highest self, 1,000 level vibration, when I'm there and I'm one with the highest, holiest source creator energy, I'm in the best position to receive the visions and the manifestations that being God's hands in the world, my highest self desires me to create. On the physical plane, the 10% of the iceberg above the water, the physical plane is only the 10%. The 90% is below the water. The 10% above, the physical world reality, everything I see right now, this is all crap that I've manifested. What do I like? Keep it. What do I not like? What lowers my vibration? Let me look. that box of crap for the Goodwill is something I need to do. Once I give that box to the Goodwill or to people whoever wants it, once I give that stuff away, I'm collecting from my house all the time. All the time. I have a box all the time or a bag in my garage all the time. Whatever lowers my vibration, whatever I don't want anymore goes in there. And then at some point that will be taken away, or people who come in, do you want anything from here? Do you want anything from here? At some point that box will be out of my life and I will experience relief when the box is gone. I experience relief as I comb through my living space and I add to that box. So I have that box of that. I have a bag. I have a son and I have a daughter. I have a bag of clothes and things that my son no longer uses or fits. And I have one boy that's the perfect age to give it to. The mother wants it, as far as I know. and then I have a daughter, and whatever doesn't fit her anymore, whatever toys she doesn't want, books she doesn't want, anything she doesn't want, goes in that bag. So inside my house, I have a bag for a boy, a bag for a girl. And when those bags fill up, one goes to the boy's mother, the other goes to the girl's mother and grandmother. So I set these things up. It makes it just combing through. This is no longer useful. This is no longer useful. You know? Okay. Now we're at this really incredible moment of time. It's March 1st, 2021. Okay. In 2 days, I'm going to channel AJ. Okay. The desire is to help everyone who's available for it. I call them renegade yogis. Available for my reality, the way I choose to teach it. It's not for everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Just like, Ryan Long, the comedian, and Joe Begley, they're not everybody's cup of tea either. But I love them. They're my cup of tea. Not that I agree with everything they say. And when Ryan Long does this shock value comedy, he makes this face that I can't do, but it's like, I love him. I love him, and the way he sprinkles like the Islamic stuff, like the 9-year-old girls or women. He doesn't say it outright, but he's sprinkling this stuff in. And I'm like, so good. I love comedy. Okay. We're at this stage where whatever is happening now is happening now. It's just, we got to this is a logical place. What's happening now, this is a very logical place to be. So if you get mad when you find out how Kill Hates is buying all this farmland and the fake meat substitutes and the agenda about, controlling the food supply. And then if you find out like Israel, in Israel, it's already happening where you're allowed to open your business now. You're allowed to go to the gym. You're allowed to go back to normal if you've had the experimental injectable Molotov cocktail now. Okay, so it's happening in Israel now. So that's very exciting because it sucks. It sucks for those people. Pray for Israel. Pray for the people who don't want that. Okay, pray for them. But if you get mad and you fight against it, you put yourself in victim mentality. If you're fighting against something, you're in fear 100, anger 150, which is fine. But just remember that you're in those lower vibrations. And not only are you unproductive, not only are you spinning your wheels in the mud and you're not getting anywhere because you've lowered your own vibration. You've allowed your own vibration to be lowered with information. Okay? I do not consent. Freedom. Gratitude that this information's coming out. You know what I mean? Like, I live in the United States of America, and I can see a video made by a man in Israel who's saying, this is what's happening right now in Israel. Please pray for us. We don't want to take this experimental injectable Molotov cocktail. But if we don't get to open our business. We don't get to go to the gym. We don't get to go anywhere. We don't have a normal life. This is exactly what these Bible people, like 10 years ago, were talking about with the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Okay? So because people got onto that whole RFID chip, and the guy who made the RFID chip was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that what they had planned for it. I really, truly created it thinking that it was going to be positive for the world and all. Okay. So the Bible people were like, this is the mark of the beast. This is the mark of the beast. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take it. I did not consent, basically. Okay. So then the micro dot tattoo, people were like, wait a second, this wellness pass, this fucking truth stamp. and my normie relatives are like, right here, Bill Gates, thanks. Right here. And I just say to those people, like, Bill Gates is a psychopath. And they're like, oh, he's helping. Okay, nope, I'm not talking about this. I'm just not talking about it. Okay? And I don't mean it as a negative judgment. It's like, people have different levels of understanding, different abilities to put all the pieces together. They have different abilities to see through the mud to the girl with the big boobs on the mud flap. They have different abilities to see. Okay? They have different amounts of investment in the 10% of the physical world reality above the water and the 90% of the iceberg below, the spiritual. So it's interesting because so most of my clients like kind of know what they're in for. I don't advertise, and I get these clients in pretty normal ways. And I got a recent client through a different way, let's say. So I've had to try I've had to work towards finding a way to explain what I do to someone who didn't find me the normal way. And the way I feel the most efficient at the description of it was, doctors work on the physical plane of existence. They have x-ray machines and they have medicine and they have all these things. So like, I love doctors because the doctors have use their little machines. You know, I had a woman, I wouldn't have known how many fibroid tumors she had, but the doctor's ultrasound counted 14 fibroid tumors. So now I know there's 14. I can feel them. Do I want to waste my time and energy counting? No. The doctor's ultrasound shows 14 fibroids. Now I don't waste any time and energy. Okay, that's what it is. Now I know what I'm dealing with, what to work with. I asked one of my clients too, please let me go to your doctor because there were so many things. And I said to the doctor, they let me go. I said to the doctor, I just had one question because my client didn't want me to act all weird, shamany at the Western medicine doctor. So I said to the doctor, taking this person from where they are now to completely healed so that there's no signs of any, like that they were ever sick, like perfect health. What would you expect to heal? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. What would you expect to see? So I got the person when they were, at the worst case scenario type thing, the worst place, the rock bottom. They're rock bottom. I got them with the most amount of crap. That's when I got them. So I wasn't witness to the dropping down to the place that I got them. So I was asking this doctor. Basically, my question was, assuming that we're going to back this person out of illness, what would you, what happened most recently, and then most recently, and then most recently. So in backing out of what the current state of living, I didn't say it like this. I'm saying this to you. I'll tell you in a second how I said it to the doctor. But backing out, what would that look like? What would be healed first, second, third? So I said, what would you expect to see healed first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever? So he basically gave me a checklist. But first he goes, well, that's not going to happen. I said, okay, it's not going to happen. But if it did, what would you expect to see heal first, second, third, fourth, fifth? So that doctor gave me, and my client, who's also their patient, my clients are not patients. My clients are clients. Whatever condition they arrive to me with is information. It's a pathway provided towards perfect health by focusing on certain key information. It's like little did you know you were holding some fucked up ideas about your life and who you think you are, and you're just wrong. You were just wrong. You were just doing it wrong. And so now you've gotten to the place where we now have a condition, and in getting rid of the condition, in providing the condition a way out, your body, in holding this disease or this tumor or this this situation, your body is doing us a favor because it's giving us a clearer path. So I know it's scary to have a tumor. I totally understand, because I had one in my thyroid. So, but through healing it and keeping it healed, it provides me a more clear path to my own soul's bliss path, which is speaking, which I didn't want to do. I just liked my own little my little room. People come. I didn't want to speak. If you look at my early videos, I was like, clearly there's no hair and makeup team. It's like, so, I did it because I was guided to. I did it to keep myself healed, blah, blah, blah. But the condition of Hashimoto's thyroiditis is what provided the clarity in my path. All right, that's all I want to say about that. But just get that. All right, now, the whole psychopathic, controlling, manipulating, we're getting played is serving us if we let it. Just like my tumor on my thyroid served me if I let it. I could have chosen to stay on medication. I could have chosen to say, okay, that's what you do to me now. Okay, I'm a victim of this. I chose to change that story and let it empower me to do what my soul was calling me to do. Even though it's progressive, it's been uncomfortable the entire time. It's uncomfortable now. I feel like I'm yelling. I don't love speaking yet. Sometimes I do. When I'm channeling, AJ, when I'm channeling for a group that's right in front of me, then I'm the most comfortable. I'm the most happy. I'm having the most fun when I'm in front of people, actual people, not on a screen, and I can see them laugh when I want them to laugh and, all that, whatever. And I get cards and I get people, telling me nice things that I've helped them or whatever. And, while that's not necessary, it fuels me, because it's like, okay, because if I don't get that stuff, not that you have to send me that stuff, but when I don't get that stuff and all I see are the people who are mad at me, they're triggered, their ego triggered them by what I said. Maybe it's a joke. I've had people triggered by memes I've shared, and it's like, dude, it's a meme. Maybe stay away from me then, maybe just stay away from me, And I posted this Dr. Kynan Bridges video, and his video was called, "What is Wrong with People?" And it was taken down. They took it down, and instead of that video, Nicole's like, I don't think you meant to post the video that's up there. And I looked at him like, what the hell's that anyway? And then I looked for the correct one, Dr. Kynan Bridges. What is wrong with people? And he laughs, and it's so well done. He's like, look, I'm preparing for my Sunday service. I'm with my family. Da, 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 da. And I got these people saying this and saying this. He's like, who are you? Like, what are you doing? So I posted that. And it's like, if I don't get all the love that I'm getting, I would still be fine. But the love that I get from the people who love me makes it so much easier to just keep going. It's very cool. Anyway, so while not necessary, it relaxes me, it calms me down. But the hatred I get and the nastiness I get is empowering too. All right, so back to these psychopaths, the controllers, whatever. They're providing an opportunity for the masses to, to come together and go, what the fuck? What? Why is this happening? Okay. So then the lateral fight male, female, black, white, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative. You know, if you're all liberal or you're all conservative, you're still going to live. You're still going to make choices. You're still going to be fine because we all end up in the same place. And we're, you know, if you zoom all the way out, it's like nothing matters. You can zoom so far out that nothing matters. So you want to zoom in to the point where, and I had this person who was in my group who's trying to rip off my shit and make millions of dollars on it because they want to buy a plane and they want to buy an island and they want to, it's all about money. Okay. And if they're successful, fine. I don't, you know, but the guidance that comes through me is like, we don't want someone using our stuff. So that person triggered themselves out of my life too. And, you know, and I'm always grateful when these people leave. It's just freaking awesome that people's egos trigger themselves away from me. Freaking love it. It just makes it so much easier. Everything's getting easier. Everything's getting easier and easier to find my voice and to find my way and to find my tribe and all the people who are loving. Okay. So good. So all the psychopaths that are buying up all the farmland and doing this and doing that and controlling the world and George Soros and all these people that, you know, the people at the top of the vertical fight. Right now, we're living in a time when the lateral fight is slowing. You see all these black people and all these women and all these Latinos coming together under Trump, even though he's not the president or whatever. What's his name? Terrence Williams. He's a comedian and he's a Trump supporter, and he lost his Facebook account for 3 months. You know, he's providing humor. So it's very important to make fun of. And because it keeps you out of because it helps you enjoy. And I'm not saying Terrence is perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying anyone's perfect or imperfect. Everything is what it is. And I have to say, honestly, as a child in the 70s, I never thought, you know, through my life, I thought they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. I thought that I was going to live this lifetime without anybody, without this kind of a movement. And I have to tell you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, the masses are doing a great job with waking up. I swear to God. I saw this potentially going really badly, and not saying that it won't, but look at the way the people who think they lost, like they wanted Trump, and then Trump spoke yesterday, and there's this YMCA, and these people, you know, my husband had it on, and I'm like, look at these people. They're dancing and they're singing, and they think they lost. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, people are doing a great job. Everything happened perfectly. It's going perfectly. Everything that the dark side does blows up in their face. And Terrence Williams was saying that they're going to try and, he heard, he's not sure, that they're going to try and impeach for a third time. So they want to use our tax dollars. They want to use our money to go after the same person for the third time. This is millions of dollars. What was it, $500 million the last time? $500 million to impeach someone that they don't act like winners. They don't act like they won. Okay, well, it's all very exciting. Look what's happening now. So the people waking up and putting the pieces together, right? And they're like, what the hell? Why are they trying to impeach again? 500 million. Like, how many times are they going to use our money to do something that we don't want done? Some people do want done, of course. I mean, there's too many people to be like, everybody's, on the same page. But, you know, my angel said by April 30th, 80% of people are going to be living the same basic reality. And people finding out through Russell Brand about Bill Gates and the farmland and the meat alternatives, and people like JP Sears and his videos, how to be a beta, or, you know, whatever his videos are, you know, he's making fun of, and he's bringing awareness to ridiculous nonsense. And Ryan Long, you know, Ryan Long said, you he's from Canada, and he says, you Americans, he's like, I don't understand it. He's like, you guys are like the kid, like the rich kid, the rich friend that has a pool and a big house and like all this great stuff. And all the other kids want to play at that kid's house and use the pool and use all this stuff. And you guys are like, I hate my parents. I don't understand. He's like, I don't get it. You know, you guys are the rich kid that everybody wants to play at your house. And you're like, I hate my parents. I don't want to play at my house. Let's go to your house. It's like, why? I live in a, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, I live in a trailer park. Why would you want, why aren't we playing at your house? Like, your country's great. Like, your house is great. We all want to play at your house. Like, why do you hate it? You know? And it's like, I love making fun of shit. Because you can enjoy yourself as you talk about and expose the nonsense. And I think anybody with real intuitive powers, if you really check in, you know that Trump won. You know that Trump won. You know, someone clearly has dementia. All these other countries are making fun of us. He's so racist. I mean, he is. Like, okay, I still bless, forgive, respect his free will choice to do everything he did with all those countries that he did all those things with. You know, 50 years in politics where he's paying himself and his son and his, you know, brother or cousin or whatever. He's like, it's like, it's so clear. You could see it in the emails. You could see it in all these places. And that person, you want me to believe that person got 80 million votes more than any other human in history, when over 100% of eligible voters voted. Like, no. So it's like the true majority, you know, did not vote for someone who didn't campaign, has dementia, has said many racist things, and then like put up fences and barbed wire to protect themselves. Basically put up a fence while saying we have to take down the fence. Fences don't work. Walls don't work. It's like, it's too stupid. It's so funny. Okay, it's just funny. Don't get mad. Okay, don't get mad. People are doing great with this whole thing. People are doing great. Okay? Leave the fight. Leave the nonsense, okay? See it. Allow it. Bless, forgive, respect the free will choices of all the shit. Respect that free will choice of all those people to do it. And love them anyway. Not love them anyway, because love them anyway is resistance. That's implied resistance. It's saying, I don't love you, but I'm going to try to love you. Love them. Love them. Because that bullshit is giving us the opportunity to come together, to unify as the masses all over the world, to end the lateral fight, the bullshit, the nonsense of, I hate men or whatever, you know, male, female, black, white, old, young, all these things. The more that they fuck with us, the more obvious that they make it to the frogs in the boiling water that they're turning up the water, the more people like this man from Israel, so random. I see this guy from Israel sharing a video. Look, you can only open your business. You can only go back to normal life if you do this. It's like, yes, there it is. There's the agenda. You guys have to see it now. Now, don't get mad at whoever didn't see it before. And there's a lot of people who are awake, but their egos are like, I can't wait to fucking rub it in their faces. I can't wait to say, I told you so. That's your ego. Now, to you, I say, I bless you. And I forgive it. Because that's hatefulness. That's ego too. I forgive it. I respect your free will choice to say, I can't fucking wait to say, I told you so. All these people that told me I was crazy. All these people that told me, I get it. I completely understand. I love you. But there are people who knew before you. There were people who knew before you. And how would you feel if they did that to you? How would you feel if when you woke up and you put the pieces together, if all the people who knew before you were like, fuck you, you didn't fucking wake up soon enough? That's not it. You're missing it. You're missing this opportunity to just be light. Just be the light that exposes all. Don't stay in your egoic little ego mind like I can't wait to tell. You're missing something. If you're in that mentality, if you're in that vibration, you're missing the real soul party that's happening on a higher vibrational level where everybody's dancing like the Peanuts characters and they're just in their vibration. They're in their high vibration. And whoever knocks on the door gets welcomed in with open arms. It doesn't matter when they show up. It doesn't matter when they wake up. Just love them. Just love them. Just bless them, forgive them, respect their free will choice. Love. And they show up at the door, ding dong. Oh, I'm so sorry it took me so long to wake up. Shh, stop it. Get in here. Thanks for waking up. Thanks for being the light. Thanks for coming to the real soul party. Thanks for coming to the 1000 vibration. Yes, it's time to love. It's time to love them all, including the ones who are psychotically providing the opportunity for growth now. As more and more people become the light, then those psychopaths, they lose their power because it's the masses wake up and come together and unify and say, I don't care that you're black. You don't care that I'm white. I don't care that you're a man. You don't care that I'm a woman. Because in soul perspective, we're all the exact same kind of divine spark of eternal consciousness. And this is just meat suit details. These are just meat suit details. Because that's what's happening at the higher vibrational soul party. You know, we're not looking to, you're not allowed to be in the 1000 vibrational soul party if you're going to answer the door to the people who come and go, what took you so long? I told you, you're not allowed to stay in that 1000 vibration. You're going to be in a lower vibration, which is also fine. It's also fine because whenever you get there, you get there. I'm just letting you know, you're not allowed into the 1000 vibrational soul party if you hate Bill Gates or George Soros or anyone who's not awake, you know. Now, I'm going to wrap this up with Russell Brand. He started doing whatever he's doing, and he must have endured and listened to comments offered by people who were in the vibration of, I told you so. What the F? Wake up, motherfuckers. Wake up. What the fuck? And I'm not lying. I've been there. I walked around. I had to go to North Carolina right before I got the, the thing over the summer. And I saw people walking by themselves outside with masks on. And I saw people driving by themselves in their cars with masks on in North Carolina. And I was just like, there was no one around me. So I actually said, because I needed to voice it, wake up. Please wake the fuck up. Please fucking wake up. All right. So that was July, 1st or something. Okay. So anyway, so I've been there too. I'm not, and I don't stay at the 1000. I get kicked out of the 1000 soul party when I do shit like that. But I do that to clear it out of my body because it's there. It's just information. Okay. So you're going to be visiting different party, 1000 level vibrational party. You can be there sometimes. And then in the 900 vibrational party and the 600 vibrational peace party, and the 500 love and the anger 150. Sometimes you're at the 150 anger vibrational party. And sometimes you're in the fear 100 vibrational party. Wayne Dyer. Loving people live in a loving world, 500. And hostile people live in a hostile world. Same world. So you're always a vibrational match for something. So depending on whatever vibration you've got going on, you're at that party. You're experiencing people on the same vibrational level. Okay. everything that you see, everything you have in your house or whatever, you were a vibrational match for whatever you created already. Do you like it? Keep it going. Do you not like it? Give it away, sell it, whatever. If it doesn't suit your current vibration, move it out. Whether it's inside you or outside you, whether it's a thing in my house that I'm clinging to because it was my mom or whatever. My mom, I have my mother's ashes. I got, so I'll tell you this. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to wrap this up already, but I just have to tell you this story. So my mother died April 25th, 2001. When she died, I had just flown that day. It was the first day in 37 days that my mother knew I wasn't going to be there. I said, I'll be back the day after tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm flying to Miami, okay? Yeah. I said, but I'll be back the next day. Well, on April 25th, my dad slept over in the hospital that night. It's like, people are just guided to do this stuff. On April 25th, she refused to open her eyes. And, she wouldn't open her eyes. She was still alive and she wasn't fine, but you know what I mean? She could have opened her eyes. She refused. My dad told me she refused to open her eyes. She wouldn't open her eyes and she just decided she was going to die that day. And he was there when her spirit left and he saw it. And my dad is not like me at all in the way that I work and all that. He's never wanted a healing. He says, listen, I don't want to open this can of worms because I just don't want to deal with it. I'm just going to ride this out. And I said, okay. And I respect that. I respect his choice to keep his PTSD from so many different experiences all balled up in this can of what he is. And he's like, I'm gonna die this way. I said, okay. Anyway, so my mother died, and my cousin ended up telling me, so I'm in Miami. I land in Miami and I call right away. I'm like, is she? And my cousin goes, no. And I said, are we talking about? My cousin goes, yes. I was like, okay, I got to get home. I got to go. So I had to get a flight home back to New York from, it doesn't matter. Oh God, fuck. A lot of things flooding back. This fucking guy was like, I've been waiting and she gets to get on. Why the fuck is she getting on? And I go, because my mother just fucking died. Oh, it was so bad. I was in my uniform and I was crying and I'm taking off my epaulets and I'm crying and I'm sticking my ID in my shirt so that no one can see. And I'm just crying on the airplane. And, because no one wants to see a pilot crying. That's a little scary. So I get home, and I want to go to the hospital. And they're like, no, we'll meet you at home. No, don't come here because we're leaving. We don't want you coming here. So I was like, fuck. So they get home and they're like, my dad goes, we're having her cremated. And I'm like, what? He goes, you said that, you didn't want to take up space after you die. And I said, but that's for me, my mom. He goes, listen. He was like, didn't know what to do. They asked if they could do an autopsy. At first I said no. And then they said, it's what she would have wanted because whatever we find out from her autopsy may help us save lives in the future. And that's what she would have wanted. And my dad said, okay, you're right. And so he said, then they asked me, what I wanted to do. And all I could think of was you saying how you wanted to be cremated because you didn't want to take up space after you die. He goes, that's all I could think of. So my dad worked so much as a pilot, and we had one car when I was a kid, and my mom would have to drive him to the airport to go do his flights with us. So at the all hours, like it was 3:00 in the morning, come on kids, we'd have to put our coats and shoes on, get in the car, and then she would drive my dad to the airport. And then, or if he was switching trips, she'd have to put us in the car with a new suitcase, and she'd give him the new suitcase, and she'd take his old suitcase, and they'd chat for a little bit, and then we'd drive back home. That was my whole childhood, was that, because he worked like all the time. This is much longer than I expected. I'm a little apologetic here, but let's finish this out, whatever it is. So then my dad would go on a trip. He'd be gone for months. One time he was gone 7 months straight when I was a kid, and I was crying. My mom's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, if dad died, I wouldn't be able to pick him out. Like I don't know what he looks like anymore. I think I was like 7 years old. I'd forgotten what my dad looked like. And that was really scary because he was gone for so many months. Okay, so my mom would drive us up to Massachusetts. So we spent a lot of time. We spent so much time in the car driving to Massachusetts and being in Massachusetts with her mother and her sister and her brother. And she has 2 other sisters, but they weren't there. But so my mom, we were always in Massachusetts. And so, that's where most of my family lives. And so my dad got the urn back with her ashes, and we had her brother and sister and brother's wife come down, my aunts, my uncle, the ones that slap their veins to get this. And it's like, that's my connection to my mother, but I have to let that go anyway, because they think I'm insane. They think I'm crazy. They don't know who I am. They don't understand me at all. And they just completely buy into the narrative. They watch television, and they love Rachel Maddow. They love those people, and they just drink it in, like, eating from the troughs of CNN, and they don't know me at all. And I said, there's about 400 people on Facebook that know me better than you guys. And they're like, okay. Anyway, my dad, when they came down, my dad just felt like he loved my mom so much, and this urn was like, it really didn't mean anything to him. So he gave the urn to or maybe it was when my grandmother had a stroke. My mom's mom had a stroke, and we went up there, and I think that's when my dad brought it and said, here, Diane always wanted, my mom's name is Diane. Diane always wanted to be in Massachusetts anyway. So they had it for a while, and then last year, the year before, my aunt's like, do you want to have your mother interned? It was like back and forth. What does that mean? With her family. And then they were like, well, maybe your dad wants to know. I was like, Dad and I aren't attached to any like physical property. Like, we know that's not really my mother, So whatever you guys want to do. So I didn't understand the whole thing of what was happening, and I was like, whatever you guys want to do, whatever you guys want to do. And she's like, okay. And then she called, and she's like, okay, it's going to cost this for the internment. I'm like, wait, what? It's going to cost, because I was like, well, what is internment anyway? And they're like, digging a hole, putting her in a hole. I'm like, okay. And I thought that they bought this plot where they were going to dig a hole and put everybody in there, and it was like a pay one price, but they charge for each thing that goes into the ground, and it's hundreds of dollars. And I was like, oh, wait a second. Like, I don't think we should do that. Because my mom was very save money. Like, when I gave a lot of clothes, her clothes, I kept what I wanted. I gave some to my aunt, like anything that fit my aunt in California, shipped over there. And I let other people in the family have whatever they wanted. And then I brought the rest to the Goodwill, and I was sobbing. I felt so bad at the time for the kid who was taking it in. He did not know what to do, and he's like, do you want a receipt? And I was like, no, but I better take one, because she'd be so mad at me if I didn't at least get money off my taxes, because my mother was very frugal. So I was like, oh my God, my mother would not want me to pay like $500 or whatever it was, I don't remember, to put this in a hole. So I said, no, I didn't know it was going to cost money. And my aunt's like, what did you think? And I'm like, dude, I thought you were, I thought it was like pay one price, dig the hole, and whoever fits in there goes in there. I'm like, I don't know. You people, you know, there's so much attachment to this crap. Whatever. It's just not my way. And so I said, you know, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. I just didn't understand what was going on. I said, my mom would rather be in the front row for the whole ceremony anyway. So I had in my mind, like, I'm going to bring a little lawn chair and I'm going to put my mother's urn in the lawn chair in the front row. But, you know, I didn't do that because only about 15 of my relatives would like see the humor in that. That family is so funny. Like, that family's so funny. Like, if we get through all this stuff and all the truth gets exposed and all the light, I will be really relieved because those people are so funny. Like, all my life, I would not have ever wanted to miss any funeral for anyone in my family because it ends up being like the best entertainment that you can find. Laughing, crying. You know, we pretty much just have the minister or whatever introduce the first person. You're going to introduce this, but we don't need to hear you and all your stuff. We're going to pay you like you guys need because we want to use your church or whatever. Just introduce Brian, and then he'll go from there. And then people take turns getting up talking, and they're just so funny. They're so funny, and my children are so funny. And I'm going to start doing videos for like young mothers, new mothers, or whatever, because when you love your children and you spend the time with your kids, you infuse your personality with your kids, you know, you get to enjoy them. And my kids teach me so much through humor. My son, this is the last story, I swear to God, I promise. So my son the other day, I was like, I told you. He goes, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. He says, no, Mom, you really didn't. I said, yes, I really did. You had headphones on. So maybe we should just stop wearing headphones. He goes, I need my headphones for school. I said, fine for school, but then if you're playing games with your friends, let's stop using the headphones. And he goes, I'm not going to do that. He goes, what do you want me to do? And he's like, oh, Mom, did you say something? Mom, did you say something? Oh, God, it was just so funny. All right. I really love you guys and really enjoy this period of time and really practice. Bless, forgive, respect, free will, choice, and love. All. Be the light. Flood the world with light. Be the light and flood the world with light. Let it be easy. Okay, let it be easy to see with the eyes of God and to think with the mind of God. A Course in Miracles. Just let it be easy. Allow all the bullshit to provide you with the growth opportunity to raise your own vibration. Do your own soul work. It's amazing. We live in the most incredible times. And everybody's doing a better job than I expected. That's what I'm going to say. And that's what I mean. And that's my truth. And I love you guys. We'll be getting together in person in not too long. I wouldn't mind standing up on a stage in front of you people who I just love so much. I love you. Have a great, great day. Peace out. Thanks for coming. Let me get it on.